What were those exercises that we did today? Yeah, if you're anything like me, you've probably already forgotten. That's why I had to write them down. So I want to go over those exercises that we did at the workshop for your shoulder. Remember, not everybody needs every exercise. Not every exercise is good for everybody. So as you're doing this, just play around with it and make sure that these are right for you. So the first thing that we did was we used the lacrosse ball to get the pec, the upper trap, and then the infraspinatus. You can do it against a rack. You can do it against a wall. I think this is just easier for me for a couple of them. So put the ball here, little twisty, push into the rack, find that spot, and then just go through that range of motion. Reaching back behind your back is great. You can also go overhead and then opening up. So any way that you can do it to try to get those muscles to move underneath the ball. The next one is the upper trap. So you're going to find that spot in there that we all know is nasty, and you're going to drive against it. This time you're going to do neck motion. So let me turn this way, actually. Here and here. And then you're going to go neck rotation. And then neck side to side. Again, how do we get the muscle to move underneath the ball? The last one is that infraspinatus. So that's this one right in here. It's a little challenging to get to. So as you put the pressure there, lean back against it. You should feel that nasty, deep ache. Hurts so good. And then we're just going to do internal, external rotation, shoulder flexion, extension, and try to get the muscle to move underneath the ball. It should be a little challenging. It should be a little uncomfortable. Not painful, though. Remember that. Uncomfortable, not painful. The next thing that we did was the prayer stretch with the lift off. So hands in front of you. You're going to lean backwards into that stretch. Hold that for about 20 seconds. Back off, and then just do these little walks. So 5 walks on each side. So remember, if you're super mobile and you're dropping the chest all the way to the floor, don't worry about doing the stretch. Just go back to that neutral position, and then just bring the hands up and down for me. Next one was the front rack band. I really like this one to get the shoulders ready for front rack, front squats, thrusters, stuff like that. So if you have a long band, you're just going to triple it up. This one's really thick and is probably too thick for me, but we're going to put the bands around the elbow. You're going to grab a stick or a light dumbbell, walk the hands out, let the band pull you in, and then just elevate a little bit and hold that there. So you see how my hand is outside of my elbow? That's what we want. We don't want to push against it because then we're just using the muscles. We want the band to give us a nice, gentle stretch. Again, uncomfortable, not painful. This one can get aggressive really, really quick. So the next one is the sliders. You're going to get something like this. I have these sliders and they're great. They work well on turf. They don't work too well on rubber flooring. If you have hardwood or laminate flooring, you can use a paper plate. You can use a sock. You can use a t-shirt. However you want to do it, just so you can get a little bit of slip on the ground. You're going to grab the stick all the way at the bottom and then all the way at the top. Make sure your thumb's up. If you're doing it like this, it can be a little icky in the shoulder. So starting here on the slider, and we're just going to slide down, drop the shoulder, and then slide back. Slide down, and then back over. Very simple, very effective. Do it on both sides. Now, sometimes we can't get it done. If it's not slippery, if it's not moving well, then what we want to do is a different mobility exercise for the thoracic spine. Very simple. You're just going to lie on your side. Bring the top leg over. Bring your hands in front of you and pretend you're a book, and you're just going to open up. Think about that shoulder blade coming back and then going forward. Very easy. If you exhale at the end, you can feel that open up just a little bit more. Okay, so we did the soft tissue reset with a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, whatever you have. And then we did some mobility work for the shoulder. Now the fun one, in my opinion, the fun one is the stabilization for the shoulder blade in a front rack position, like an elevated position, and then an overhead position. You're going to need a stick. You're going to need a change plate. 5 pounds might be too much for you. Feel free to use 2.5 pounds. And you're going to need a band. The band is going to go through. And then you're going to attach that to the stick, just like this. Remember that stretch that we just did for the front rack? You're going to get in that same position and hold this here. Now, a lot of times we're in this position. What I want you to do is bring the shoulders back, bring the elbows towards you. I think that's a good cue. And then drop the shoulders, just like that. So now my lats are engaged. What you're going to do here, I'm just going to stand still, but I want you to walk. When you walk, this is going to move all over the place and it's going to challenge the shoulders, okay? Now, what we want to do is make that a little bit more functional. We do a lot of overhead pressing. We do a lot of clean and jerk. We do snatches, all that fun stuff. So I want you to learn how to get in that position better. So you're going to grab the stick, whether you want to do a snatch grip a little wider or just a regular overhead. And you're just going to come into this position and then hold that. Again, as you're walking, it's going to be a little bit bouncy and it's going to make your shoulders work really, really hard. The goal here is to get fatigued, to get challenged, but not fight for it. A lot of times when we do too much weight, our body has to compensate and all these muscles have to come into work and then we're just overdoing it. We want to be very specific and intentional with these two specifically. So less is more. When you start doing this, it's going to seem easy, but then as you do it for 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards, you're going to start to feel those muscles work. And that is what we want. Okay, so a couple exercises. Let's get the mobility better. Let's get the stability and control better through that full range of motion. Let's get those shoulder blades nice and strong through the full range of motion. You'll be good. If you have any questions, let me know.